Hi there. Welcome to day 20 of the 21 days intimacy challenge with the Joe-Attahs.
Yeah.
It's been a switch up moment indeed, and of course the comments we've received have confirmed that a lot of bonding is happening, and we're excited to be a part of your journey, and it's gradually coming to a climax. So what is today's challenge?
So today's challenge, we want you to talk about your sex life. Yes. We want you to talk about your sex life
as a couple.
Yeah,
as a married couple.
Yeah. We've emphasized before, if you're not married, this challenge was never for you in the first place. So right. You can just excuse yourself, you can just leave the room now. So we'll talk to the married couples. All right, so today we want you to really sit down with your spouse and talk about how it has been.
Very important.
So we talk about everything, but we shy away from talking about our sex life, both before and even after marriage. You know, even couples who have sex like almost every day still feel uncomfortable talking about it. So it's just really weird, because it just shows that we don't really understand what it is in the first place that we're doing. You know, if you understand that sex is a gift from God, and if you understand the purpose it serves in the marriage institution, you would liberate yourself from every cultural or religious inhibition that makes it difficult for you to talk about it. And I mean, if it's something that you're doing, you know that you will continue to do for as long as you remain married, then I think it's self-sabotaging to not talk about it, because a lot of times we just expect that it should go a certain way, or our partners should know what to do, when we've not really communicated that to them. You know, so today is the day that you sit down with your partner, your spouse, and say, hey,
how has it been?
Let's talk about how it has been sexually. So for me, this is how I'm finding it. And don't be afraid to say exactly how you feel, even if you feel that there's something that is missing that your spouse has not done yet, or there's a reason why you're just not feeling it. Please talk about it. And then if there's something that was happening before that is no longer happening, you also need to talk about it. If there's a trend, you know, that is manifesting, as long as that area is concerned, you also need to talk about it. If there are expectations that you have, that have not been met, it's okay to still talk about it.
That's right.
Just generally share how it has been, what your expectations are,
the fantasies,
what your yes, if you have anything that you've been desiring or somehow wishing that will just play out by magic. Your husband or your wife is not a magician or a mind reader, you would have to say it to them. So today is the day that you really express how you feel, but also be cautious of putting unrealistic expectations on your partner. Remember, we've said a lot about unrealistic expectations on this channel. We have a full video dedicated to that, but I know that we didn't really talk about sex precisely in that video. But again, there are some expectations that you may have that genuinely that are unrealistic, even sexually. So you also want to, because the Bible says we should do all things in moderation.
That's right.
So even as much as your partner is there to satisfy your sexual desires, that's one need that you have that only your partner can feel. If it's cooking, cleaning, whatever else,
laundry,
that you think that your partner does for you or should do for you, somehow those things can be delegated. But you see, the one that has to do with your body, no one else can do that for you. So this is a non-delegable
marital obligation.
So it's something that you really have to sit down and talk about. So share your expectations, make sure they are realistic, and also share your challenges. If there's something that your spouse is doing sexually that you do not like, you can also talk about it, and how it makes you feel or how it impacts on you negatively. If there's something that they're doing that you like, can also tell them, I like it when you do this, when you do that. I like it when you're spontaneous. I like it when you take me unawares. I like it when you sweep me off my feet. Just whatever it is that they do that you love, share it.
Yeah.
So
this is important. Like she said, I mean, the one thing that you cannot get normally, the one thing that you cannot get from somewhere else, except from your partner.
Yeah,
you should talk about it.
Yeah,
it's important. Of course, the cultural inhibitions, traditional ideologies and all of that, you're afraid to discuss that with your wife, and most times that is even what pushes men outside to go and explore, because they're feeling like, she's a spiritual person. When I start talking in that regard, she'll not seem like a carnal. There's no carnality in sex within the confines of marriage.
Yeah, sex within the confines of marriage,
no carnality,
is by all means
a righteous,
holy and righteous.
Fact, that is the only righteousness that is physical.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is one righteousness that is physical. So this is how it is. And sometimes if we don't talk about this, people will not really know. And people in bondage, they are not liberated. There's no carnality about sex within the confines of marriage. Yeah. So talk about everything. And every desire you have, every expectation, every fantasy, how you want. Like she said, we always draw the line against extremes.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a topic we are going to talk extensively about, some of the extremities within sex. Yeah. And we're going to talk about that. So we are not saying turn your partner to a whore in your house and just bring your wild desires and then turn that to something that you don't understand.
Yeah, but the Bible says do all things in sex inclusive in moderation. Yeah. So there has to be some level of moderation to it. No matter how wild your desires go, you have to be able to bring them under subjection.
Yeah. And very important. But if that's, you can talk about it. Do you understand?
But it's still okay to even talk about it.
I had wished for something like this, but
I feel like it's not so proper. Just talk about it. I think that being open about these things, and most times will even help you.
Yeah, most times it will amaze you that maybe your partner equally has those kind of wild ideas, and it will be okay for both of you to explore if it's okay.
Yeah, and if both of you feel comfortable about it,
that is what it is. Because there's no standard on how it should be done, but it has to be something that both of you are comfortable
with. And you might be wondering, where do we draw the line? Bible says that the Spirit of the Lord is the candle in the heart of man, right? So we all have that spirit, and when it gets to the point where you're crossing the line,
you will know. You yourself
you will know. Yeah. So have that talk today and let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
See you
in day 21.
Bye.